Hi guys, this is Steve at Forevermost Farms. I got Gracie over here holding the light, and I got Kelly behind the camera over here. We thought we would take the time tonight to use a real live something that's going on the farm to teach a lesson.
Real live lessons from the farm right here.
Real live lessons. So earlier today I pulled our livestock trailer out here because I was burning some trash and left the windows down, and after dinner I thought, oh, my window's down, it's about to start to rain, so I ran out here. Well, I didn't run because
he twisted his ankle.
I have a bad ankle, but I got out here and I'd left the interior light of the truck on, and the windows were down and I couldn't roll them up, so we had to come out here to jump. So we're going to teach you how to jump a dead battery.
Dead battery on this truck right here.
With a running battery.
A running battery on the Buick Enclave right there.
Okay, parents, if you don't want your kids to know how to do this, stop it right now. We understand that this is something you don't want younger kids to know how to do. We don't want anyone to get hurt. And we also aren't going to do the word of the day or this day in history. That's going to be on the website because it's going to rain any second. So we start. This is basically, your jumper cables are two wires that are connected together, and one is designated positive and one is designated negative. You just don't want to cross the two. So we always put...
Why don't you want to cross the two? What might happen if you do something wrong?
What we're going to do is we're going to try to create a current between the two batteries where we're sending the positive to the positive and the negative to the negative, so we can use the power from this battery to start the truck that doesn't work.
Got ya.
If you cross it, then it's like crossing a positive and negative. You're going to see sparks. I'll demonstrate what that looks like, but I
not the sparks.
do it at home.
We're not going to demonstrate the sparks. No, we're not.
So I'm going to start by connecting the dead battery, and I always start with my negative.
Okay, we're going to shine the light in here, Gracie.
So on my truck, you will either have a battery with a positive and a negative post, or in this case, it's hard to get back there, so we just use a bolt that's grounded to the truck. So we're going to take the negative and I'm going to ground it to the truck, make sure the teeth are touching, and then I'm going to connect the red to the red. They're trying to make sure you do the right thing, black to black, red to red. And then I'm going to take this, don't let these touch at any time because they would cause sparks if I was to touch these together. Not always from a dead battery, but always from a live battery. That's why we always start with the dead battery first. So like I did before, see, hers has a designated ground on it, and here's the red. So you open
Hang on, I'm going to come around here.
And I connect the ground. It's just long enough.
Perfect.
Ground to ground.
It's muddy out here, so this is as close as we could get.
And then I'm going to connect the red to the red. And there's a little spark that says that we have current that's flowing between the two.
That's a good thing.
Always back away from the battery. If something happened at this point, the battery is what could cause harm. So I'm going to go try to start the truck. They'll stay right here. Let's see. If the lights come on, we're probably in good shape.
Hopefully we're going to see some magic right here. Grace, did you get all that?
I got it.
So if you're ever out and... Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah.
Okay, once it is cranked, you want to disconnect, and you never want anything to touch.
And so sometimes, Steve, I've been in a car where it took a minute to do that, right?
Correct.
So if that happens and it doesn't do it immediately, what do you do?
Well, what you do is you're going to, everybody stay away from the batteries, and you're just going to let it sit there and run for 15 to 20 minutes. You don't want to endanger the battery of this car, but it has an alternator that's creating more power that's keeping the battery full, so it can transfer the energy from the alternator to the battery over to this battery, and over 15 or 20 minutes, then you can try to crank it again. If it doesn't work after 15 or 20 minutes, you're going to need to replace the battery. Okay, so I'm going to disconnect. Let's disconnect with the ground first. And then the red.
Still don't touch those, right?
Don't let them
Very
touch.
important.
Close it up.
Close that up.
Okay. Disconnect the black. Disconnect the red. And now what I always want to do after this is done is you want to let this truck run for 15 or 20 minutes if you can before you start it, because you want the alternator of this truck now to charge the battery to where then when you drive off, it won't die again. So that is the lesson from the farm tonight. I hope y'all enjoy it. If you have any questions, let us know.
Stay safe out there, y'all.